communication has changed so much in the last 20 years. I can talk to Spencer every hour. I talk to him much more than my father talked to me. We both could hear. I might go to camp and not speak to my father for 4 or 5 days. It was just sort of what you did back then. But now, with BlackBerries and iPhones and everything, almost to a fault, you can be in constant contact. And so that thing that I mentioned earlier in talking about, worrying about would he get my personality, well, how could he not if you're talking to each other, even if you're not necessarily in the same room signing together? You're always communicating. And I make it a point, because I travel a lot, that even if it's 2 or 3 sentences, I think of one of the 2 boys and I write them right away. Every day, sometimes 5 times a day. Just to say I'm in the game, I'm in Hong Kong right now, what are you doing, how's that going? There's no excuse for it anymore. There might have been an excuse at some point. So talking to a parent today, I'd say, you can talk to no matter what your level of signing is, whether you do a cochlear implant, the fact is, your responsibility is to communicate with the child. And make it a habit that you will have your whole life, just like exercise can be your eating right or anything else. And if you do that, you'll look up a year later and go, look how rich our relationship is. I thought maybe it was going to be compromised in some way. What was I thinking?
Captioning television programs are good for 36 million Americans who have some form of hearing loss.
Exactly.
And there's a lot more of us coming along.
Oh, yeah.
I go to a sports bar today without captioning.
Or an
Sit
airport.
in an airport,
Right.
Exactly. But I remember being certain places saying, could you turn on the captioning? They're like, no, we can't have that captioning going
But
on
disturb
here.
people, they're not.
Right.
That was my first job. Every time we went on vacation, the oldest or newest hotel, I had to get in there and make sure the captioning worked. When sometimes they had to buy a new TV set because
They
they
did.
weren't in
Yeah, 'cause
compliance.
they did. Look at Sesame Street.
Right.
Captions supposed to help the deaf, etc. What happened? The bright hearing kids made leaps.
Literacy.
Right.
Literacy went up.
English as a second language, exactly. I love how every event is signed. Yesterday, Obama was about to come out to speak, and you can always tell an interpreter because she's dressed in black and her hands are like this. You can tell the way she's standing.
Or folded in front of
And the camera was on the doorway for where Obama would walk out. This poor interpreter stood on television for a good 15 minutes. But most places today, you will see at every event the signer. I remember when Jeff Calhoun won the, what award, Megan? Deaf West Theater.
Oh, for Huck?
For Big River.
Yeah.
And it was an ovation award. And Jeff got up to accept the award. And you know how you always have the person and the interpreter's over in the corner. He went over, he grabbed the interpreter and said, get next to me, stand with me. The world is still learning.